Boogie Woogie was largely forgotten by the mid-30s. In general, the big band movement and swing movement was instrumental in that development of the Boogie Woogie style, because otherwise, it would have been forgotten.
Boogie Woogie music was derived from the blues. Blues been around maybe from the turn of the century, and it's just developed. Boogie Woogie is a dynamic form of blues. It's happy blues.
There was always this guy playing the piano and beer bottles falling over on the floor, and people just partying. They were selling chicken sandwiches and fish sandwiches. It was a rent party.
This program was made possible in part by Chrysler, the Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs, the National Endowment for the Arts, Color Kinetics, and the Royal Oak Music Theater.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to do a little bit of happy boogie woogie now to get you in the mood here. Yeah. And we're going to do one of the first boogie woogies that was ever became popular. It doesn't mean it's the first one ever written, anything like that, because I think there was many players back in those days that unfortunately never got recorded. So there might have been some terrific guys that we'll never hear. But this fellow, the tune is called Pinetop's Boogie, and the guy who wrote it was Pinetop Smith, Clarence Pinetop Smith. The big bands caught on to this because it was a hit. Tommy Dorsey had his own. He called it Tommy Dorsey's Boogie, but it was Pinetop's. And the other bands, they all caught on to it. And we'd like to try to play this now. Our version is going to be entirely different, playing with this fantastic band here. Paul Keller's band is unbelievable. It's the best in the country. Best in the country.
And not so great in the city, but in the country we're great.
A very interesting story is Bob Seeley, who really is a solo piano player. And so that was one of the big challenges, was bringing Bob, who never plays with a group, into our group, which has 15 people in it.
I've been a solo piano player all my life. Now you have to, instead of listening to yourself, you have to listen to the band and try to embellish what they're doing and definitely try to stay in sync.
That's some culture shock right there.